We are back from our break. Last we left off, our unfortunate fellowship had made it inside of a rather mysterious and assumed vacant, question mark, Dwarven Karak. We're about to find out. You had just traveled through some very sparse and intentionally vandalized portions of this Karak, which appears to be of some kind of ancient and opulent origin. The doors themselves being as tall and as ornate as they were is a very, very unique thing. But regardless, you have been following your gut, Marius, and your gut is telling you that you should just follow the more well-traversed path before you. You have been walking for several hours inside this Karak at this point. Your fellow party members have been keeping it together so far, though the tests are going to start getting worse and worse as the walls begin to close in and claustrophobia sets in for some people. We'll see how that goes. Regardless, you've made it to the end of the tunnel, and there is just an empty chasm before you. It is, you glance down, Marius, and it is just nothingness. There is a wall at the end, and it looks like this is almost like a mining shaft, Marius. But it goes down. You haven't seen shafts like this before. And there's some kind of strange device. It looks like, it looks almost like a mining cart, except for it's very, very, very large. And it looks like there is a railing system on the sides of it. Us as the players would recognize this as an elevator. This would be completely foreign concept to our three party members. So there is some kind of lever system. Probably gonna have to make some intelligence checks to figure out how the hell it works. But there's like a very primitive but functioning, as far as you know, elevator before you.
Seamus, come closer. Do you see this? I kind of point out with my candle, the contraption.
Mm-hmm. And you can see it once he points it out, and it looks like you guys could walk onto it if you so chose. But it's massive. It's easily like 2 or 3 wagons stacked together would be as the area that you're looking at. And it looks like it was used to shuttle either large amounts of material or large amounts of people to and fro. It looks like deeper down into the mine. And there is a pulley system that you would recognize a pulley system, Marius, just from the work in the mine and whatnot. Though you've never seen one as ornate as this. And it's not held with a rope. It's held with a cable, some kind of metal. Maybe steel, you're not sure. Some kind of metal cable is running from the top of however tall this is, because you can't even see the ceiling at this point, down, deep, deep, deep down. And it looks like some kind of lever system over to the right that you could probably interact with that might get it working.
Yeah, I'd probably be trying to figure out how to operate it. I guess I don't know how I would react to something because I've seen an elevator before. Like I don't know. I don't know how a person would react to something like
exactly.
that.
It's a foreign concept to us, but to them this would be like magic. You're walking up onto this thing, you're like, what does this do?
If I did see railing system like a mining cart, I might be able to put some 2 and 2 together, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, I would think with deductive reasoning you'd probably be able to figure out kind of. You wouldn't probably know exactly what it does, but you probably have a rough idea that it was used in transportation somehow. And there is like almost like a rail that leads from the top of the the ceiling down that looks like it guides the elevator down, almost like it's on like a fixed shaft, so that it can't move too much. Like this was a very secure mode of transportation. But the other two, Seamus and Mr. Brigadine, do you step on to this very foreign contraption with Marius?
What is this apparatus? Yes. I don't want to be alone. I will follow you down. What is going on here? So I definitely will step up there. I'm just clearly express my fear.
Exactly.
Or yeah.
Yes, fear of the unknown for sure. It's dark in here. It's creepy. There's some kind of weird device. Marius is fiddling with it. Marius, make me an intelligence check.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
That's 47 out of 36.
Yes. A degree of failure. Marius is fiddling.
I might re-roll it. I'm going to re-roll.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. That's an 11.
A critical success?
Ooh. Critical success.
Okay. You look at this. There's 3 levers. And you're looking at them and you're kind of gauging the pulleys above them. And just somehow, you're not exactly like the brightest man alive, but somehow you kind of, you might have, maybe it's your experience in the mine. Maybe it's just your affinity for dwarves, being around Thordoom as long as you have. But somehow you just know that you need to pull this lever on the left. You go to the lever on the far left, and they're all right next to each other. And you pull the lever downwards. And as soon as you do, the elevator begins to, at a very rapid pace, fall downwards.
I shriek. What is happening?
Yeah. I'm sure all of you probably a little panicked, but because of your critical success, nothing comes loose, and no other skill checks are needed to not fall to your deaths. It comes at a rapid pace, but and you notice this, Marius, and you begin kind of pulling it back up towards the center, and it goes at a slower pace. It appears to be tethered to how quickly you pull the lever down or up. So you kind of get a rough idea of how to make this elevator work just by looking at it. Marius knows the lever on the left makes it lower. The lever in the middle will make you come to a complete stop, and the lever on the right will raise the elevator. So Marius knows that. The rest of you probably just kind of almost crapped yourselves as the floor dropped out from underneath you, but no one died. So there is that. You begin lowering, and this goes down. You're on this elevator for a solid 10-15 minutes, and you're just seeing stonework around you. And there's pictograms and some statues and whatnot that you're passing by that have been chiseled into the walls themselves as you're moving downward. And then after a few minutes, after about that 10 or 15 minute mark of going down at a pretty decent pace, you see, Marius, that you're approaching the ground. And you begin to pull the middle lever. And you pull it all the way down, and the elevator's still moving.
So I'm concerned. I guess I would try.
What are you doing?
The other lever.
What did that lever do?
And I probably tried the other one out of fear.
Okay, you tried the other one. Okay, you tried the one at the right while the one at the left is still pulled.
I mean, he probably would shove it back in position if he didn't think it did anything.
Yeah,
and then pulled it back. The other one.
Okay, so you shove the middle one back thinking nothing. You're like, obviously I must have looked at this wrong. You take the right one in your hands and you pull it down. And okay. Let's see here. Let's see what happens.
No regrets.
No regrets. All right, let's roll this. Okay. So, Brigadine, I'm assuming you're in the center because you're probably terrified and you're clinging to the ground like a spider.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sitting on the
Seamus,
ground.
are you as scared as
Tears going down my face.
Are you as scared as Brigadine?
There's probably some slight fear.
Okay. How close are you to the edge, Seamus?
Probably. I would assume that's very close.
Okay. No one's
Maybe like
too close.
Oh, lady,
If there is
please
a
save me.
corner, I'm maybe
Yeah.
like tucked into the corner.
Okay, nobody's too close to the edge, but as you pull that second lever, Marius, you glance up and that steel cable just snaps taut and begins to fray under the weight of the elevator. And one side of it quickly tilts and you're going at a diagonal angle. I need everyone to make athletics checks to not fall off the remainder of the elevator down the shaft.
Can I make a climb
Oh, son of a bitch. Seamus failed.
You can always re-roll it, Seamus.
That's a is that agility check?
Yes, it is.
check? Marius made a 7 out of
Ooh,
26.
okay, good. Brigadine.
Damn it.
Brigadine rolls a 12 out of 33.
Oh man. Okay. Seamus, how bad you fail?
Well, Seamus re-rolled. He still failed, but he failed with a 35 out of 31.
Okay. That's not as bad. So,
Yeah, it would have been worse.
how many success levels did you have, Marius?
1. Only 1.
You were just one success, and Brigadine just had one success as well. Okay, so in that case, here's what happens: the elevator lurches, and it's still moving downwards. It looks like one of the cables snapped, one of the 4 cables that are attached to this elevator. So it's at an awkward angle, and the other 3 look like they're beginning to fray. And you still have probably about another 100 feet to go till you're at the bottom. Certain death ensues for Seamus McGreedy as his footing slips and he begins sliding down the side of the elevator, but catches himself right at the edge.
Ooh.
And Seamus,
Can I reach out to try and help him?
as we're moving at high speeds downwards, one of your friends can attempt to save you. But in doing so, they put themselves at risk to also fall with you. I will leave it up to you.
Marius probably would try to grab him if he could.
Okay. Brigadine, are you going to attempt to help? Is this in his heart to do?
I don't think I could do it. I just want to hold on for my own life. I'm so sorry.
There we go. Brigadine's cowering. He's terrified. He's just like, eyes wide and bugging around.
Save me, Marius.
Marius, because Seamus is clinging to the side, barely clinging on, I will mind you. I will give you because of the nature of what's happening. I'm not going to make it any harder. Matter of fact, I'll give you a plus 20 to snag him. Because he's attempting to climb up at the same time.
What am I rolling?
It's going to be a... Oh, man. Okay. To snatch him up, I'm going to say it's going to be a melee attack.
Okay.
So just do you have melee basic?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can add your melee basic to it.
Okay. That's a 18 out of 73.
Okay, yeah. Marius he's a pretty surefire guy. And he's strong enough that he grabs a hold of you and make me that strength check, Marius, just to see.
Just to see? All right. Oh, wow. That is 18 again out of...
Yeah,
Alive.
that's
16.
what I figured. Yeah. So he...
Is it cliffhanger style? Again,
It's cliffhanger style.
Ooh.
Seamus
Yeah,
begins to
yeah.
slip. He's slipping. And you're moving at a pretty damn decent pace at this point. This elevator's crumbling beneath you. And you jump out and you hold on to some of what remains of some of the railing, Marius, with one hand. And just as Seamus's hands are slipping, he's losing his grip. You reach down and grab a hold of one of those arms. Just hold him there. Just look down at
For
him.
a little bit, you know?
Yep, just let him dangle.
I've got your
dangle.
shoes.
Don't let me go.
Don't let me go. He's looking
Start-
up. Don't let me go.
Start pulling him up with one hand.
You pull him up one hand. One hand just pull him up. Slide.
Seamus, you son of a bitch.
Pulls him up. One-handed.
Yeah.
Pull him up over you, and he rolls over, cowering a little. He probably pissed himself a little bit. And the elevator is quickly approaching its end, and it looks like it's not slowing down. So, what are you guys going to do?
If there's a place to get off, or I don't know. Like,
There is nothing around you.
okay.
I am too terrified to think. I'm
Go
I'm
ahead.
lost. I'm clinging on for dear life. At
Is
this
there so we're kind of heading, like, the cart is diagonal, right now?
Currently, it's sloped, and because one of the tethers is broken. So you can imagine it's like a square, and then so one of them is dangling empty, and the other three are quickly following suit. Though it's probably not going to matter because it's going to hit the ground soon.
Yeah. It has a track, right?
It
got
has a track. It does.
Is it still connected to said track?
Yes, the 3 points that are still dangling are connected. The other one is kind of fallen off quite a bit, and it's still in the track, but it looks like at any moment it's going to jar off the track.
Do I see anything, like, mechanism-wise that looks like it would, like a braking system that would grab the wheels, or is it just...
Isn't there another lever?
There's only the 3 levers.
Okay.
As far as braking system, not that Marius would know that much about that, but if he
Okay.
I will say it's like it's dwarven and it's kind of fancy, but not really. There's nothing above you. There's no top to this elevator. So you would assume that everything is either on the sides or underneath.
Okay, so we can't see it. Okay,
You can't see it.
I guess we're trying to fiddle with these levers.
Pull all of them.
Would you like to
I'll
pull
help
them
you.
all?
I mean, we're probably trying a little bit.
Bragadine is going to try and at least go and grab a lever and start
Okay.
pulling on it.
Bragadine comes and grabs the lever, and the one on the right's the closest. It's the one that goes up. And Bragadine flips it, again, the same one. And another tether snaps. As he does
Jesus.
so. As he does so.
Really?
No.
Tumbo.
And now it's dangling by 2. And oh man, okay.
I sense new character time.
God damn it. I will say it would have taken time for him to do so. As he gets to it, before he flips it, I'm going to be gracious and allow Marius. You go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. That is a 43 out of 45.
Okay, Marius, I mean, this is split second. You're kind of just barely getting up before Bragadine's... He's making a beeline for that damn lever. He's going to pull that lever. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, your death will ensue. So because at the speed you're moving, I will say at this point you're probably only about 50 feet from the ground. So you're getting closer by the second even, and just out of luck, you are glancing around and you see that there looks like you have several options here. It looks like there are handholds on the wall that the elevator's butted up against, if you so choose. There's also, of course, the railing system itself. You might be able to snag that and let the elevator fall below you. Or you could attempt to, at the last second, make a jump off of this goddamn elevator and hopefully not take as much damage and roll it out. Of course, there's also, if you have anything on your person that might be able to help you, you're more than welcome to try.
Well, I don't know how much Marius would know about braking system on like a mine cart.
Yeah.
But my thought was I was going to take that rusty blade and jam it in between the wheels to try to slow us down.
If that was your idea, especially with your perception check, you will see that the gears and whatnot are just on the outside. They're not underneath the kind of plates itself. They're on the sides. So you would be close enough to one of them to attempt to do so if you so choose.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what his initial thought was, is try to slow us down try to slow down some of these wheels.
Okay. Just go ahead. It's easy enough to jam in there. Go ahead and make me a strength check to see if you can hold it taut.
Okay. That's a 14 out of 60.
14. Oh, yeah. Easily enough. You jam it in there, and
Nice work.
The elevator lurches a little bit, and I mean, it's still moving, but you do slow it down. Ace, at this point, we're in a group skill check, boys, to see if this pans out the way Bragadine's about to make it happen. So, Seamus, you're up next. Bragadine's already told me what he's going to do. So, what would you like to do to help save yourself and your companions?
Seamus was initially thinking of doing the part where he jumps before it hits the bottom.
Oh, man.
It's beginning to slow, and as long as Marius holds the sword in there, it will continue to do so. So, sure, why not? A little dark deal could be made, Seamus. Maybe,
Ooh, all right.
Maybe as you get closer to the bottom, you just jump for it.
That's what Seamus. That's what I was initially thinking of.
Okay, then
Jumping when it hits the bottom.
Sacrifice Marius and Bragadine. Save yourself. That sounds right. That sounds about right. Bragadine, to prevent you from killing yourself, I need you to make me an intuition test.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, intuition. Let's. So I'm due for a bad roll. Let's just be aware of that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
That's true.
And and there it is. Hold on. So 41, but out of intuition, with my skill, it's a 49. So 41 out of 49.
Okay, so you get a glimpse of what you think might happen if you pull that lever as you're approaching it. Your hand's on the lever. You're like about to jam it in your panic. And you just get a glimpse of the death that might ensue immediately afterwards. Now, I will say the elevator's starting to lurch. And even without your interference, the tethers are starting to loosen. What would you like to do, Mr. Benoit?
I will try to scurry my way over to closer to Marius.
Okay.
See what he's doing. Try to see if I can try and figure out a better plan of action.
Okay, you scurry close to Marius, which is also close to Seamus, and you see this look in Seamus's eye that he's given up on the both of you. It's just it's written all over his face. He's in survival mode, and you can tell, because it's a look you've had several times yourself, and you immediately just recognize it. You're like, oh, he's gonna leave me to die, and you instinctively. Who do you latch on to? Do you latch on to Seamus or do you latch on to Marius?
Not without me, you don't. And I jump on Seamus.
Yes. Make me a melee attack.
Damn it.
And you make me a dodge, Seamus.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I think you're going to like this one.
Dodge is
Let me
agility.
see. Melee attack, so 3,
Ooh. Yeah.
40. Oh, I rolled a 56 out of 40.
Okay, so that's a big fail.
Wait,
What?
No. Can I use a point?
You can use a point if you want it to. If you want it to be, you said you rolled a 56.
Yeah, I could re-roll it. Or
You could
is that
re-roll
just
it.
going to move it?
Yeah, you could re-roll it.
Yeah. God damn it. That's a 54. So okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do,
Out of 40.
Seamus?
On my dodge, I rolled a 24 out of 27.
I'm about to say it's low, but you barely passed. So Seamus, you glance back and you see Brackettine also wide-eyed with this panic look on his face, and he looks like he's gonna latch onto you. He wants to come. He doesn't want to die in this elevator, and he reaches out for you, and you just instinctively just kind of step to the side, and Braggadine, you almost fall off this damn elevator face first as you're lunging. But you don't, because you didn't critically fail. So you just kind of lose your footing and slide next to Marius. And it's this point we're approaching the bottom. Seamus, are you going to make that jump?
Seamus is going to make that jump.
Seamus jumps. He's leaving you guys to die. He's jumped, and we'll deal with consequences of that in a moment. So we'll go back up to Marius. You're holding the sword, the rusted blade in there with all you've got right now. If you want to further stop this thing, I'll need you to make me another strength check. This time it'll be at -20. It's going to be a hard test. If you succeed with enough success levels, I will say that you slow it down enough for it not to explode into the ground. If not, it will explode into the ground, and we will roll damage afterwards. Or you could jump for it and leave Braggadine on this death trolley. Seeing what Seamus just did. So the choice is yours. Or if you can come up with something else, just pitch me something.
Yeah. Marius probably thinks strength would probably be the way to go.
Okay.
So he'll as I'm like pushing against the blade, I'll probably say, "Oric, give me strength," and just try to force it as hard as I can.
All right. Give me that roll.
You said -20, right?
It's at -20. Yeah.
All right. Shit. I'm gonna have to re-roll. I'm re-rolling. Oh yeah, that's a 7 out of 40.
Woo! Thank God. You needed 3 levels of success. And you got it. And you got it. You jam it even further in. I mean, this is like a Herculean feat. Bano is like, he's panicked as it is, but, your muscles are rippling. I mean, you're a man amongst men right now. And you force the blade in deeper, and the gears are grinding and grinding, and you successfully come to a stop a few feet above where the bottom of this chasm is. You're at ground level. Are you going to remove the blade? Are you going to step off, remove the blade?
Yeah, probably remove the blade and step off. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm assuming you probably do it in one motion. Do you warn Bano, or do you let him fall the extra couple feet?
I'll probably say, "Go ahead, get off, get off."
Scramble off.
He scrambles off. No check needed. It's about 2 or 3 feet. And as you jump off, Marius, you pull your trusty blade, that almost dagger-like, free, and it looks pretty messed up from what you just did with it. But it was an old hunk of junk anyway. But you go to pull it free, and yeah, there's pieces of it just stuck in what remains of the elevator. And you don't think that elevator is going to work again. Pretty sure there's no way in hell that thing is coming back. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Seamus, on the other
We'll try
hand,
to recover all the dagger I can.
okay, yeah. I mean, you get most of it. There's pieces stuck inside of it, though. I mean, without risk to life and limb, do you want to risk a finger?
No. Just
Okay,
what?
okay. But say you can risk a finger if you want. We can roll for it. But if you don't, then you get what you can.
Bro, risk it. Totally risk it.
We have rules for losing fingers, so just keep that in mind. So you get it out, and it's at this point that you glance over and you see Seamus McCready. Seamus, you did your best. Do a tuck and roll. Go ahead and give me, just for shits and giggles, go ahead and make me an athletics test to see how you did.
Ooh, I got a 6.
No, you did not.
I got a 6.
Oh, man. Is that 2 levels or is that 1 level?
2 levels.
Oh, take 2 levels of success? Okay, so that mitigates some of the damage you just took as you leapt in your cowardice away from them. You do, however, lose a point of corruption for making your dark deal. But you also take... Okay, since it was halved, you take 15 wounds.
Oh, fuck.
As you make you leap and were rolling at a high speed, about I think you were probably about 20 to 30 feet in the air at that point. Several stories, but you as nimbly as you could. You hit hard, and Seamus is still laying there, just sprawled out across the floor. Marius, you see him. As he's groggily.
Bonus.
Marius. I guess he's like just in the darkness right now.
Yeah, just in the darkness, and he groggily is like standing up, and it's at this point, Marius, that you glance around, and you are in a massive. It looks like a hall, like a grand hall. It's impossibly wide. You can't see how wide it is. And impossibly deep. So much so that the roof is even out of view. All you can see are these massive pillars that have been carved in the likeness of dwarves, with their arms spread wide above their heads, probably supporting the ceiling. And each statue is unique and almost lifelike. And they're all wearing very elaborate armor, but it looks strange. It looks, if anything, it looks old. Archaic, even, for dwarves. And you are in this opulent hall, and there's actually light shining down from different places throughout the hall. Appears to be shining down from the ceiling. You have no idea how the hell there's light down here, because you're deep in the mountain. But somehow there's light coming down from different places, though most of the hall is in complete darkness. What would you like to do?
Marius probably shakes his head at Seamus.
Okay.
And kind of gives that a sigh. Sigma. please protect me amongst these heathens. And I just kind of walk past him. Come along, little man, for the Bretonian, and kind of head towards the center of the.
So I have a name, sir.
Yes, I'm sure you do. So, come along, and probably head towards the.
Can I see can I see Seamus?
Oh yes, you can see him in the very. Since I'm assuming Marius probably had to relight his candle lantern, but you can probably see him just on the fringe as he's groggily sitting up.
I just smirk, just walk by and smirk.
Seamus, you see that prick smirk at you.
I hate
You're
this
hurting.
guy.
You hate him so much. What would you like to do, Seamus?
I'm just gonna kind of brush myself off and get up.
Okay, you get up, follow in line behind the Bretonian, who you can easily see over. I mean, you're a foot taller than him. And Marius, which direction are you moving?
I guess towards there's a center of this room,
Okay, yeah,
I'm assuming
you
we're kind of on
can't.
the edge
You
to
can't
the elevator.
tell. You have no idea. You
Okay.
don't know. It's so big.
I didn't know because of the light you had mentioned.
Yeah, there's light.
Coming in.
They're at different spots. It's kind of strange. You're not. It's distance is kind of hard to gauge because of the darkness. But there's also, it looks like some of the pillars have crumbled and have been destroyed. So there's a lot of debris in certain places. But you don't think there could, judging from your time spent in the mine and how deep you just went, you don't think there could be a natural opening up into the top of the mountain from this deep down. So somehow light is being cast down through the ceiling through God knows what means. Somehow it's happening. You don't know how. But there's light at certain points coming from the ceiling. But there's also, in addition, there are torch lights in the distance in several different places. They look pretty far off. But this looks like a massive, massive room. Go ahead and make me an intuition test, Marius.
Oh, gee. All right. That's a 25 out of 29.
Oh, fantastic. So, Marius, you feel a bit of a twinge in your back. And you feel a slight wriggling. And you just kind of reach back there, and a giant spider bites your hand off. No, it doesn't happen. The book in your pack is moving.
Oh. All right.
I'm assuming you take it out.
I did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You take it out, you unclasp it, and as you do, it falls open. And one of the blank pages begin to ink themselves in blood. I need you to make me a cool test. See if you lose your mind a little bit.
All right. That is a 6 out of 16.
Okay, you've seen this a few times at this point. It unfaces you. It's disturbing, but it unfaces you. The page begins to ink itself in the dim candlelight, and it inks a rune, definitely a Dawi rune, and then it inks a pillar, one of the pillars. And it very much looks like a pillar just to your right, about 100 yards. Since all of these have kind of a unique design to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of goes slack. And then the book closes itself.
Oh, Seamus, my book here is as nice as it is. It decided to show us that I believe this pillar over here might be of some interest to us.
Did that book just wreck itself? Did that book just write itself in front of us?
You did not see that, but
Okay. All right.
you did,
I mean,
however.
sorry, thank you.
You did, however, see Marius stare at a blank book. You just see him open up
what
this
you're
book,
looking at there?
and it's blank, and he just stares at it for like a minute or so.
It's a cursed book. I'm not sure who made it, but apparently there's a demon inside.
You can keep it to yourself. I don't need to read it.
Oh, okay. All right. And I believe we should be going that way, though. And I point towards the unique statue pillar
Okay.
that it showed.
All right. You guys walk over to it, and you see, after being pointed out, that there is, in fact, a certain symbol kind of hidden in the artistry. And as you see that,
Is it the same as the book?
it's the same one as the book, and it is a rune. It's a pattern in a rune. It's hidden in some of the intricate work on the dwarf's, like chainmail on his leg. So it's about 20 feet in the air, but you can see it with your vision, and you can see the rune carefully hidden. And then you start glancing around, and you see further down from you another statue, and it has a similar carving on its leg. And as you get closer to it, you see another symbol. And then it comes to mind that there is some kind of code hidden in the statues that will allow you to find where you want to go, if you so choose to follow it, which I'm assuming you do. So yes, you begin following the hidden code. And do you explain to Seamus and Mr. Bonneau what you're doing, or do you just start walking?
Probably try to explain it to him as we walk.
In that case, I will let you guys do a group check to see if you lose the path. So I need a perception check from someone. I will say this. If it's anybody besides Marius, it's going to be at a minus 20. But it is a group check, so then you get a plus 20. If you assist Marius, he'll get a plus 20.
I imagine I'd be assisting Marius, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Marius, go ahead and roll me perception plus 20.
All right. 54 out of 65.
Okay. So, you barely, you lose sight of it a few times.
Successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you lose sight a couple times of where you need to go. You'd have to double back more than once. And about 8 hours pass of you just following your way down here. And Seamus and Bonneau, while Marius is very frantically looking around trying to find his way through this a seemingly maze, because you have lost track of where you came down on the elevator at this point. You're not just following a straight line. The two of you are glancing around because you have more free time than he does. And the both of you are seeing that there are torches. There's torchlight. And it's getting close. Very close.
Is it moving towards
It's
light?
moving. You can both tell that it's moving, and some of it is moving in your direction, while others it just is sporadically moving in some random direction. But there is at least one set of torchlight that appears to be moving in your direction.
I reach back and I clutch at Seamus's chest and close. Look over there, It's coming towards us.
I see it. Don't touch me. Marius. There's torchlight coming.
How far away is it? And I'm still kind of searching, I guess.
Yeah.
Check.
It's about 100 yards or so, and it is still very dark for the most part, but you can see torchlight. And because it is approaching, you all get the sense that you see several figures holding more than one torch. You see 3 torches, and you see at least 5 or 6 figures. They look humanoid in shape.
Get down, Bretonian. We don't want to be seen.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Are we moving
I will hide behind
stealthily?
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to try.
Everyone, make me stealth checks. Because you are in darkness, I'll give you a plus 20 to your rolls.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to reroll. Well, what did everyone else get? Did anyone else fail?
8 out of 53.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Seamus?
I also passed. I got a 19.
Okay.
Fuck.
Marius?
Use my last fortune.
Okay.
Whew. Yeah, that's 29 out of 46.
Okay. So you stealthily, at a much slower pace, begin to kind of quiet down. And as you see, they are definitely drawing in your direction. Marius, you flick out the candlelight on your head, and you guys tuck behind one of the nearby statues and the pillars. And in fact, because you all succeeded, you will have actually tucked behind one of the crumbled pillars that has apparently either through time or through something, God knows what's big enough to crush something this huge, is just laying about, scattered about the room, and you manage to tuck behind a large piece. And it gives you a decent vantage point as the patrol begins to pass you by, and it looks like they're frantically looking. And there's one creature down on its hands and legs, sniffing at the floor. And you recognize these creatures as beastmen. You see 8 beastmen, and one of them looks like it's more hound than man, and it is sniffing at the floor, obviously trying to follow a scent. The other 7 are just kind of glancing about, kind of braying to each other. There's a couple that have large ornate horns, and there's one that is wearing very familiar armor of sorts. And they are glancing back and forth, but with your successful stealth checks, the hound is sniffing and sniffing, and one of the beastmen gets pissed off and just kicks it in the face. And it snaps at him, and a fight ensues. And during the scuffle, you have more than enough time to slip away and continue your pursuits elsewhere. Unless you want to get involved.
No.
I don't want to get involved. I want to get away.
Okay. In that case, we begin.
They're distracted. Let's make a run for it, please.
It's a very good distraction. With your previous check, I'm not going to make you roll it again. You pick up the path once again, and you begin moving for a few more hours. It's at this point that if you guys want to keep going, I'm going to need endurance checks. Otherwise, you guys might want to think about making camp. It's up to you. The decision is yours.
I don't know. Are we far enough away from them? I'm so terrified. Just like in the tunnel earlier, those monsters. Perhaps we should go a little bit further.
I don't want to make camp in this place, but I think we should push on a little farther, Marius.
Sounds good. Let's push on.
Perhaps you guys have a morsel of food I might be able to have. I'm so hungry. Seamus, perhaps just something to help me make it to a little bit further.
We'll keep going. I'm afraid I don't have much food left.
Oh, go and make me that endurance check, boys.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh, crushed it.
Yes.
Did anybody fail?
Negative.
No.
Okay.
Did not.
All right. Anybody get a critical?
Negative.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine. So you guys power through. No exhaustion overcomes any of you. And you keep pressing on. Because you did so, you travel another couple hours, and you're starting to get tired. You've been traveling for at least a day inside this damn mountain, and you're having to dodge patrols. There's more than one patrol down here that you can tell. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger. And they are all definitely, start to see a pattern, a theme. They're definitely worshippers of the blood god, Corn. They are, looks like flagellants amongst them, as well as, of course, the beastmen, which are blood-soaked and stinking and smelling as you get close to them sometimes. And, of course, there's the mess that you see about as they kill their own very often. And you make it to, you finally make it to a wall. And as you do, you notice that there is another chasm. There's another chasm leading down. This one, however, has 3 elevators to choose from that you can see. There's one that looks not used. There's actually quite the layer of dust on it. There's one that looks very used in the center. And then there's another one that looks like it's seen use, but not as much as the center one on the left. The choice is yours.
We have a decision to make, lads. My instinct says that most likely, and unfortunately, the most commonly used one would be the one where we would want to go. But I'm willing to hear.
I don't know. The last time we got on one of these platforms, we almost died.
It is true. But
That's nothing new for myself and Marius, though.
Why am I here, old lady? I will trust your judgment, gentlemen. You've led us the right direction so far. I hope. But please, whatever you say, I will agree.
Knowing our luck, Marius, we probably have to take that middle one.
I think you're right. So we'll go on the one that's most used.
Okay. All right. You step onto the platform, very, very familiar to the one that you almost died on earlier today. And I'm assuming you pulled the lever to descend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we have any more grasp on what works?
Yes. You would. I mean, you would understand just as well as you did before. Go ahead. You can go ahead and make me another check if you like.
No, probably not.
Okay.
That's my luck on that.
All right. So you grab a hold of the furthest one on the left and pull the lever. Not as hard as you did before, knowing, this thing moves quick. Subtly shift it, and it begins to descend. As it does, it lets out this horrendous screeching noise as the gears begin to clack together. And as they do, you hear, and you make it about 10 feet down, and you're glancing up, and there is firelight quickly approaching. What would you like to do?
I mean, it can't go back up. So
Just keep going down.
Are you going to keep it at the
Going down.
pace you're currently at, or you are going to descend quickly?
With a little scream, faster, faster.
Yeah, we'll probably go a little faster.
Okay.
We'll kick it up a notch.
All right. You kick it up a notch, and as you do, I need you guys to roll me initiative.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's the roll. All right. Okay. Oh, wait. That's a single die, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, just a D10.
Okay, and then you add your initiative bonus to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marius rolled a 7.
Okay.
Brigadier rolled a 13.
All right. So, Seamus?
I got an 8.
All right. So, Brigadier. It goes Brigadier, Marius, Seamus. Brigadier, you are up first. So here's what happens. You guys begin descending quickly, and you hear a brain ear from up there, and you then hear the elevator next to you begin to descend at a quick pace. It appears to be matching speed with you currently, down as you are moving downward. And you can see, judging from the flame licking, the light licking up over the top, that there is a group of somebody on the elevator approaching as quickly as they can. What would you like to do, Mr. Brigadier?
How far away is this? Is this above us?
They are above you. They're about 30 feet above you. And you can see one or two of them starting to peek over the side looking at you. And you can tell that they are readying bows and arrows.
I'm going to reach in my bag and pull out a piece of a golden chair and heave it with all my might
Okay.
to see if I can hit one of those guys in the head.
All right.
I'm filled with the fury of the men around me, and I want to act like one of these men.
Okay. Go ahead and make me that ballistic skill roll.
Okay, so that would just be a straight try to
It's
roll
just
under
a
my
straight roll.
skill.
You're not skilled in gold throwing.
And I am not 69 out of 32.
Okay,
Ooh.
so Brigadier, you reach back, you
Nice.
reach into that, you remember that lump of gold that you had, you pull it out, and you throw it, and thankfully you're moving quick enough that it doesn't fall down and smack you on top of the head, but you throw it up at him, and Marius, you glance over, Brigadier's not the strongest man. He's tiny, he's got soft hands. The lump goes up, and then it just falls away off into the darkness. A large sum of money just disappears.
Fund will be displeased.
Just disappears. Would you like to do anything else, Brigadier?
As a free action, I'd like to get out my tiny pick.
Okay. You have your tiny pick in hand, and are you ready to intercept?
Yes, that's what I'd like to. I would like to. Yeah.
Okay.
If possible, I'd like to move a little bit closer to Marius and Seamus if we're
Okay.
not
Yeah.
already
You begin
in a
backing
good
away.
position.
Yeah, closer to the controls.
Okay.
With Marius and Seamus. It is now their turn. The elevator shifts. Their elevator shifts even faster downwards. And it drops another 10 feet. So they are now 20 feet above you. And now you all have a pretty damn good view of two archers with really shitty bows. They are, of course, beastmen of some kind. And they look like the kinds that have just the two stubby little horns on their heads that you guys butchered all so long ago. Of course, they are dripping with blood that is currently kind of flailing back from them because you guys are moving at such a quick speed. And they are going to loose arrows. I'm going to roll randomly for who they attack. Okay, I need Seamus, because of your
Damn
cloak.
it.
I need you to roll me a defense.
Shit, that's my dice. 72.
Ooh, how much of a failure is that?
Um, let's see. It's going to be a dodge, so a 72 out of 27.
Oh, this isn't because of your cloak. It's not a dodge. It's it's weapon skill.
That will be a 72 then out of 40.
Okay, it's still not good. Not as bad as it was before, though. So you go to bring the cloak up, and thankfully you didn't need it. As the arrows thud around you, the two beastmen are kind of just braying to each other, and it is now Marius. It's actually your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, I thought it was Seamus. I thought Seamus.
Oh, you're right.
rolled it.
I wrote it down. Seamus, it is your turn. Then Marius' turn.
What were these cables made out of?
Some kind of metal. Some kind of probably steel. You're not sure. Apparently, if you pull two levers at once, it doesn't go well. You know that much. So there is that. But their elevator is currently about 20 feet above you.
Can I see the archers? Am I able to take a shot at them?
Yes, you can. You have line of sight of them. Now they have partial cover because of the nature of the elevator. So they have a better chance to shoot you, even though they suck. But so they're gonna have you're gonna be at a minus 20 to hit with your ranged attacks right now.
We'll give it a shot. I don't have much else to do.
Okay, make a shot.
I'll peek out, call them shit archers. Oh shit, that's a crit.
Ooh,
Yeah.
How many success levels?
It'll be a 22 out of a minus 20, you said?
Yes.
So 22 out of 36.
Okay, so that's
Maybe
still
one success?
still one success. You deal enough damage that you take aim at one of them after they just loose the arrows and just send. I'm assuming you're using your bolt, right? Your crossbow.
Yes.
Yeah, you line up the crossbow and let a bolt fly, even at the high speeds that you're moving, and you put one right through the dome of one of these beastmen, and the bolt just sprouts from its forehead, and below you see is just a spurt of blood,
Seamus.
and it falls backwards, probably dead. You would think, judging from what just happened to it. You don't see the body because of the angle, but you think it's dead.
Side note, I just thought of this, but Brigandine probably has no idea about this crossbow I have.
He would not. Yeah, he would not understand its function. That's true.
All right, cool.
Like, is it? You mean is there something special about the crossbow? I would think I would know what a crossbow does.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You would recognize the frame of a crossbow, but
Yes.
it is very unique. It is a repeater crossbow, which is something you would not be familiar with whatsoever.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
But it looks like a crossbow to me.
it looks like a crossbow. You just saw him loose a single bolt. You expect him to reload. He's not going to. So Seamus, is at the end of your turn.
That is it. That was the end of my turn.
Okay. Marius, you are up.
To kind of get a picture here, is how far away is the
next elevator?
two elevators? Yeah, like
Yeah.
so.
Okay. So you're looking at about a 10-foot gap between the elevators, and then it is currently 20 feet above you. It is trying to close the distance, though.
Okay. Probably not a whole lot Marius can do.
You do have
at this
the
point?
controls at your disposal.
I do. I don't know if I'd want to be going like a ton faster, knowing how our last adventure turned out.
Or slower. I mean, you could always get up to level with them. Maybe try to get above them.
That's true. I don't. Gosh, let me. Are they?
Can you make us match them? I saw how you fight. You can take them.
It's a bold statement from the man who almost died in the last fight. But yes.
I guess maybe he would. I don't know. I guess he'd probably slow just a tad to try to match.
Try to match
their speed.
Okay.
Actually,
I will. Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
I'll give you a plus 20 because you've been fiddling with all this.
Okay. That's a 30 out of 56.
Okay. All right. So you think you know the right amount of pressure you need to I guess I should have made you roll dexterity. It doesn't matter. You still succeeded. To match speeds and not overshoot it. So you begin to with your, I'm going to say this will be your free action to interact with an object. You move the lever up so that you slowly begin to match speed, and the patrol, the eyes go a little bit wide because it doesn't look like they were expecting that to happen. Now there is a 10-foot gap in between the two elevators, and you are moving very quickly. Yeah. And every once in a while, there's a strut that comes by. Mm-hmm. It's few and far between, but every once in a while, one just flies by. So there is that to think about as well. Do as you may.
Marius would probably kind of. How many are there right now?
Okay. Yes. So now that you can see them all. Now that you've matched speed with them, you see a dead beastman laying there, obviously dead. There's a bolt sprouted from its forehead. There's a second Ungor with a really crappy bow, just kind of, and it looks a little scared right at the edge. Then further back, you only see two more figures, but they are rather large, and they're both wielding two axes, and they look like minotaurs that you've matched speeds with. There are two minotaurs.
Minotaurs.
There are two minotaurs. And then, as one of them kind of shifts, you see there are three more cultists behind one of the minotaurs.
Cultists or
humans? They look like humans.
Okay. I will take.
Go get them, Marius. You can take them.
Marius shakes his head, and how big is this elevator that they're on? Like, what dimensions are we talking about? Like,
it's about the same size as yours. So you're thinking, I'm thinking like almost like a 30 by 30. Like, it's large.
30 by 30. Okay. Pretty large. Is it made of wood or steel?
It's made of like stone and steel.
Stone and steel. Okay.
Yep, it's dwarven made. They don't use wood very often.
Yeah. What he'll do is I'll take my Molotov.
Mm-hmm.
And try to chuck it at a cluster of people if I can.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what.
All right.
No, wait. Actually, I think what Marius is going to do, he's going to do this. He's going to... I'm going to, like, take my cloak and kind of grab it and then just kind of smile at the beastmen and just kind of, like, wave them to come over.
Oh, yeah. Like a matador?
Yeah, like come on, let's do this.
Okay.
Let's try to taunt them and see if I can get them to see if they can make it an athletics check to jump over.
Okay. So are we doing this as like a try to piss them off, or are we doing this as a like
Yeah,
I
a
dare
taunt.
you?
Yeah, taunt. You know,
Okay.
like come on.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me a charm roll.
Okay. That is a 26 out of 43.
Damn it. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay.
Okay.
Oh god, the Minotaurs are so stupid. God damn it. All right. All right. Got it. It's noted. Is that the end of your turn?
I mean, I feel like that would be my action probably. So,
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'd probably kind of move back into a good position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That is the end of your turn. So now we go back to the top with Mr. Brigadine. You are up, sir. You are now just probably about 20 feet because you wouldn't be right at the edge. And you are looking at an Ungor who is starting to recover from its shock and is leveling a bow and arrow in your direction. There's a 10-foot gap between the elevators.
Okay, so how many are on the other elevators still?
There's a lot. There are 1, 2, 3. You're looking at 6 total.
And none have jumped over on our elevator yet?
Not yet. You get to go before them.
Can I see and get to the levers on there? Is it possible?
You would have to make the jump. It is a 10-foot jump at high speeds.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
You might be able
I
to
mean,
see
you
that
can make the jump. I mean, you can do it.
I could also plummet to my death. I don't have any missile weapons. So I'm about to get shot.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Man, I just want to jump over there and see if I can pull that lever and have their elevator collapse.
You could always, you know. I mean, I would love you to do that. I would. I really would.
The honor dead.
I mean, you'd probably go with them. I'm just going to throw that out there. You'd probably so.
I guess I'm going to ready myself and maybe get ready to dodge.
Okay. All right. That is a viable plan. Are you going to stand your ground or do you want to move away?
Where can I move away to?
You can see there's no cover. You can attempt to move. You could try to move behind Marius or Seamus if you'd like.
I'll stand my ground.
You stand your
boldly. I'm going to
boldly stand his ground.
I paid for it in the past.
Boldly stand
my
ground.
Mm-hmm. Get ready to possibly dodge out of the way, or if any jump over to defend myself.
Okay, so you've got your pick in your hand, your little one-handed pick.
Baby pick. That's right.
Baby pick, and you're staying. Okay, I want you to keep this in mind. You're 20 feet. You're 20 feet from the edge, so you're closer to the other side, further away from them. These things are only 30 feet wide. It's a 10-foot jump, which someone can make if they use an action to do it. And then there's another 30 feet span on the other side. So I just want to remind you of the distances if something happens. So we will continue from here. Because you stand your ground and you are... Oh, no, actually, Seamus would be closer. Seamus, roll defense, sir, as there's another arrow shot at you.
Son of a bitch. 27.
Oh, it's wise.
Well, don't worry. It thuds next to you once again. This time, just kind of thuds and planks off of some of the railing and just kind of falls into nothingness. And that thing just kind of screams some more, like something's throwing its aim off. It can't be it. And now it's the rest of their turns, since they can do things now that they are even with you. Marius really pissed off the Minotaurs. So let's see how this goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay. So the first one runs. It goes, puts its heads up, howls into the air. You can see there's several skulls on its like pauldrons. And it has two giant axes. The axes are probably the size of Brigandine, clutched in each hand. And it full tilt charges and goes to make the leap. And as it does, it just happens to there's one of these pylons swings by and clips it. As it's mid leap, it's about 5 feet. It's just in between both of them. Boom! Clips it and is lifted up, flies over the enemy's elevator and plummets on the other side somewhere to its death, just falling, free fall. The second Minotaur not only makes the leap, but does it deftly. Seeing the first one, it brazenly lands onto yours. The whole platform shakes, and since Brigadine is now, boldly standing his ground, it's going to charge him and attempt to gore him.
What?
I will give you your dodge, so you can make a dodge now.
Oh man! I don't have any points in dodge. Oh shit!
Very nimble.
How bad?
68 out of 33.
Okay, so 3 levels of failure. You're lucky. I got 5 levels of failure on my end. So Brigadine, you eyes wide, like, oh shit, I made a mistake. And you begin to try to tumble away. And this thing lowers its horns, and it must slip or something. Just some of the motion of it's going, it just kind of slips, and it stumbles, and a horn just grazes past you as you kind of fall onto your back and scramble away. And it is standing over you and currently can't kill you, but it is standing there. The 3 cultists can now attempt to make the leap themselves. 2 of them try to make the jump, and they're just not strong enough to make the 10-foot leap. And they just kind of and they're screaming the whole way as they just plummet down to their deaths below you. The third one does make it, and he's wearing a skull mask. There's blood dripping out of his eyes, and he has it looks like 2 flails, one in each hand, and the end of the flail is, of course, a skull that is apparently on fire. And he's wiggling them. He's kind of wheeling them back and forth, very like Mad Max style, screaming. And he can't. That's all he can do. So he gets over to your side, and that's all he can do. And okay, that's them. So now we have Seamus. It's your turn. There's currently a Minotaur trying to kill Brigadine. There is a crazed cultist with 2 flaming skulls, flails, currently that's made it over to your elevator. And there's only one more enemy, because you've killed the rest of them. I hate Marius very much. With a bow across the way, currently trying to reload with his little shitty arrows that he has.
I'm going to pull out my sword.
Okay.
And I will... Is the Minotaur's back to me?
No, his back will not be to you. He's kind of facing in your guys' direction.
Oh, looking right at him. Alright. I will attempt to save Bino.
You're gonna... Oh, man!
Use the sword.
Okay. Run in, do it. Make me that attack. Bold soul.
Let's do it. Woo! That is going to be a 39 out of 55.
I wish you would have critted, Seamus. I wish you would have critted, because I did. on an 11.
Shit.
So shit.
This is gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt a lot.
I promise your family I will give them 3 pigs to make up for your death.
So,
his family's dead.
Let me roll on the critical hit table real quick.
Good God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, he's big too. Oh shit.
Oh man. Poor Seamus.
Should have shot him. Should have shot him again.
You should have shot him. I mean, you probably
You're
should
gonna
have.
hate Megadine even more now.
You probably should have. It's you know, you gotta use that sword though.
I don't have a
You
bunch
gotta use
of
that
bullets. I don't want to
sword.
just keep blowing shots everywhere.
Hey, I know.
The lure of the sword corrupts.
It is. It's been corrupting his soul.
Don't talk about my sword, bro. I gotta cut his head off. I'm the headsman.
That is true.
Okay.
Point.
All right, Seamus. This is. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt. So you run
Up
towards
from that elevator fall.
you run towards this. You run towards this this minotaur, and it sees you coming. You draw. You almost like draw as you're closing in on it with the blade and lash out. And despite its size, it kind of nimbly dodges to the side just enough. You get the feeling that this thing it's a corn minotaur. It is steeped in blood and death. It's not wearing any armor. I did need to mention that. This one has no armor on. It just has a loincloth. And it is like the skin is just tattered and just bloodied. And it looks insane. And you lash out and it just barely moves. And as it does, it doesn't hit you with the blade. It steps in and shoulder checks you with its big meaty bicep. You take 19 wounds.
Good God!
Oh my God! What did you just say?
You take 19 wounds.
Holy smokes!
It bypasses
4 pigs.
It bypasses your armor and your toughness. Are you still standing, Seamus?
Hell no!
Hell no. Okay, so you can choose. You can choose to accept the critical hits, and what will possibly entail afterwards, or fate can always intervene and make the what would be a very, very debilitating stroke become nothing. The choice is yours, Seamus.
The blessings of the ancestors. They're gonna step in.
If your fate allows it.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm probably borderline dead.
I will say in this, I mean, you've never dropped a 0, but you don't die. You're going to take a critical wound, and if you don't heal yourself within the next couple rounds, assuming somebody doesn't just kill you on their turn when it comes up, you can live if you can heal yourself somehow.
Yeah, I'm worried about getting killed on that Minotaur's turn, so I want to use the fate.
Okay, use your fate point. So we see this flash of moment where you see Seamus run in, draw his blade, and it nimbly dodges and then checks him, and you see the life drain out of him instantly just from the impact of this hulking creature. And this time it's almost like the scene stops and then rewinds, slow motion style. And Seamus, you're the only one who really sees this, who sees it happen. And then instead of you leaving yourself open as you draw, you just barely slide out of the way and the shoulder swings past you and you are unscathed. But you have used your action. So you are currently standing next to the Minotaur Would you like to move away from it and take a attack of opportunity?
No, I will stand ground.
Okay, stand your ground, man. I'm loving this fight. I gotta say, I expected a lot, and this is delivering. So yes, okay. All right. With Seamus's turn done, Marius, you see your friends boldly engaging the Minotaur. There is a crazy man.
Did Brigantine get to go?
Excuse me?
He was first. Did Brigantine get to go? I thought he was first on the ship.
Yeah, we're not to the top yet. We're at you, and then it's back up to the top.
Okay.
There is a crazy man with flails, with 2 flaming skull flails, currently unengaged. And then you also have the Ungor cross on the almost empty elevator.
I'll probably try to take care of the flailed gentleman.
Okay. You have plenty of movement. You can engage with him. He is. What would you like to do?
How close is he to the edge?
He's like on the cusp of the edge. That's what I'm getting at. You could. I mean, if you connected, you might be able to push him off the side.
I would like to try.
Okay. Go ahead and make me just a melee attack.
Okay.
Are you kind of using the pick to kind of like toss him off?
Yeah, maybe just kind of like push him forward.
Like a what's that called? Like a hockey kind of. I guess it's called a check.
Check.
I don't know what the hell it's called.
Check
I think it's called a check. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll let you use your.
It is. It's called getting checked.
There it is. Yeah. Okay, I was right on it then. So yeah, you can use your proficiency then.
Okay. So that would be 26 out of 65.
And he fails big time. So you check this guy, and with your strength, he goes back 10 feet, which is into the chasm. However, as he leaves your range, he's going to lash out. I need you to make it a dodge.
A dodge? Okay.
Yep.
Do I get an added success for my check?
You can add your success. Yes, you can add your 1 success from pushing him off the side.
Okay. What's my dodge? But that's just agility, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's not gonna be enough. That's gonna be 47 out of 36.
One of the flails lashes out, Marius, and it doesn't damage you. It wraps around your right foot, and you begin falling with him. I need you to make me...
Oh, no.
I need you to make me... I'll let you catch the lip as your free action.
Okay.
And I need you to make me a strength test to hold on. In your next turn, you can use an action to try to free yourself, or this guy will attempt to kill you. We'll see what happens first. But
let's see here. Strength is a 2 out of 60.
Easily. So you easily keep your grip. If anything, you kind of get one arm up, so you got an even better grip. But he's still dangling from your foot, and he's insane. He's just screaming, blood for the blood god, and he's wiggling around. He's trying to loosen you. He's trying to take you with him. So yeah, there's that.
I was going to yell at him, shut up! And
okay, that's the end of your turn. So now we're back up to Brigadine. You are currently facing down a hulking minotaur. It's huge. This is the biggest creature you've ever seen. And you might have shat yourself. What would you like to do?
I'm standing. I'm not prone. I'm not like he didn't knock me down.
No. That was just flavor text. You're standing next to him,
and I just saw Seamus come in and looks like he tried to help me out and defend me against this monster. Right?
He did. Yes.
God damn it! For the honor of Bretonia. I cannot run on this time. I will take my baby pick.
Yes.
And I will attack this beast.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
All right,
It's going to attempt to defend
melee?
itself.
It is.
You're in melee, and you're in melee, so it's even.
Shit! God damn it. That's so bad. Okay, at least it's not a crit. What's a 79 out of 50?
Okay, it's
40,
pretty bad.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
lash out with the
36,
baby pick, and it doesn't even move. It lets you hit it. It just, and you just don't have the strength behind it. You can't drive it through its hide.
I'm a little man. I'm an artist. I'm a writer.
You're an artist. You're like, ah! And it clinks off the side, and you are very frightened. Would you like to do anything else? You have your free action, your movement, if you so choose.
So there's no way I can disengage as my reaction.
It takes an action to disengage unless you have momentum on your side, which you don't. It has momentum now. It has 2 momentum, I might add.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to get killed.
Or you can attempt to run. And
I'm going to attempt to run and just take the opportunity attack.
It'll take an opportunity attack, so that's up to you.
Yeah. I got her. Seamus is right next to me.
Seamus he's circling around the side of this thing. You're both engaged to it. It's large. It's about 11 feet tall. It's very big.
I'm going to stand my ground.
Stand your ground, you bold man of Bretonia. Show them what real honor and chivalry is about. I love
Father
it.
will be so proud.
He will, if he
Gerard
lived
will
to
be
tell
so
the
proud.
tale. Yes. That is the end of your turn. It is now the Beastman's turn. Let's start with something fun. Let's start with the one with the arrow that is going to shoot Marius Wolf in the back as he is just dangling before it.
All right.
And he does.
I will note if it matters. My cloak is on my back.
Yeah. Roll me a d10.
Okay. D10. Let's see. That's a 1 out of 10.
Oh.
Nope. It's the opposite for reward saves. You needed to roll a 10. Sorry. So it still hits. Right. It still hits. You at least made an attempt. If you could reach, and I will give it to you like this. It's if you really want this thing not to hit you. I will let you attempt to let go with one hand and use it to try to parry the blow, if you so choose. But you will be holding one-handed.
Would try to do that.
Would you?
Probably not.
Okay.
He probably would not. Yeah.
Okay. So it draws back and it's going to let loose one into your. It goes right into the shoulder. Yeah. You're looking at only 11 wounds. Only.
Okay.
So you can subtract your toughness bonus as it thunks in there. And it's still sticking out of your shoulder. That's its turn. Now it's the crazy man.
Yep.
You got jostled a little bit from what just happened. I need you to make an opposed strength check, Marius, at -10 because you just got shot in the shoulder.
All right. That's a 19 out of 60. Or no, out of 50.
50 or 60. This is important.
It'd be 50 because -10.
No, it isn't. Oh shit. You tied. You tied with it. I always give it to you guys when you tie.
Okay.
So you barely. I mean, you don't gain any ground on the thing pulling you down, but you also don't get pulled off the elevator with it. So and he's just cackling the whole time. And he's trying to pull you off. That's the end of his turn. Now it's the Minotaur's turn. It has 2 opponents and it has 2 axes. So, Mr. Beno, I need you to defend yourself. You can either your choices are either
It's
with
an
a
axe
weapon.
the size of me, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You can either try to parry it with your baby pick, or you can attempt to dodge. If you try to use your weapon to block a creature bigger than you, it's at a -20.
So we're gonna dodge that shit.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and attempt to dodge, sir.
Come on. These dice gave me a 1 earlier. Give it to me. Oh, God. A 97. Yeah, 97.
Do you have any fortune left?
Looks like I wrote a 0 there because I think I used both my fortune
you
points.
used them both. Okay, then. It fails, but not as bad as you, which means it hits you. So
Of course it does. Of course it does. Why? Why do I stand my ground? Why don't you? I'm just gonna hide behind. I will hide behind you every time. I wait till we're back in the city, and then I can write a poem.
Oh. Okay, so you only take because of the failure.
200 wounds.
You only take 16 wounds.
Oh.
You can subtract your toughness bonus.
I'm still standing.
You're still standing, so it hits you across the chest. Not enough to kill you, but enough to open up a sizable wound across your body. You just and you kind of fall back a little bit.
Oh, great lady!
And now it has even more advantage, and it is going to burn all of its advantage to try to kill Seamus in one deft stroke. So, Seamus, I need you to either dodge or defend yourself.
I'm probably going to dodge to avoid the -20.
Okay, go ahead and make me a dodge.
Oh, I don't know if this is good. I rolled a 3.
Okay, how many success levels is it?
It'll be a 3 out of 27. So 13.
Okay, so
2 levels?
Yep. The problem is this thing has like 4 momentum at this point.
Come on.
Exactly. That's why I don't know if this is good.
So yeah.
What?
This blade clips the side of your head, Seamus.
Oh.
As he flashes out, he clips it, and you take 17 wounds.
Oh
my God.
Good God.
Is Seamus still standing?
Seamus is not. Seamus is out cold.
That means, well, he's not out cold. Seamus takes a critical hit from it. So let's see here. Let's see where that's at.
Better not break my jaw again.
Alright. You don't like the broken jaw? I like the broken jaw.
I hated it.
Let's roll this again. Okay. All right. Okay, so it bites down into your left leg, apparently.
Oh, good God.
It's a bad cut. It goes in deep. You have 2 bleeding conditions.
Oh,
As
no.
it obviously nicked
no.
something vital in there. Blood spurts out. And I need you to make me an endurance test.
Straight endurance?
Oh, you know what? It's not going to matter about the endurance test because you've lost all your wounds, so you're falling prone no matter what. So as it nicks out and the blood spurts out of Seamus's leg, Brigadine, you look over and Seamus just the color drains from Seamus. He just and he collapses at the feet of this Minotaur.
And it just my pants.
And it screams, just and then bears down on you, Brigadine. Too bad it can't do anything else this turn. So that leads me to Seamus. You're next. Seamus, you're prone. I need you to roll me a D100, and if you roll above a 80, you just die.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I rolled a 51.
Okay,
Oh,
so
thank
you don't die this turn. You have 4 more rounds to resolve your bleeding conditions and regain a wound before you just die from your injury. So I'm assuming you want to use a resolve point to make one bleeding condition go away.
Yes, if you'd be so generous.
Yes, and because you have the heal skill, you can attempt to patch your bloody leg up real quick, to make the second one go away, if you would like, as an action.
Yeah, I will try.
Okay, make me a heal test.
Come on, dice, don't let me down. 47 out of 51.
Okay, so that is just enough to patch it up. So you're not bleeding out, but you're also not standing yet. So you're still at 0 and you're prone, but you think that you suture down some of the wound. You grab some of the torn kind of pants that you have and kind of clamp off the bleed that's coming out. And you are not going to die immediately unless this thing decides to stomp on you.
It's gonna die slowly.
Do you want to crawl away? That is an option.
Yes, if I can crawl away, unless he's gonna
He will get an opportunity attack against you if you crawl away.
Shit.
Which will kill you if it hits, just so you know.
Oh yeah, I'll stay where I am.
Okay, all right. All right, you staunch the flow, and you're just kind of and it is now Marius Wolf's turn. Marius, you are just barely hanging by a thread from the side of this elevator. You're still there. There's a crazy man dangling at your feet with its flail wrapped around your ankle. What would you like to do?
I guess try to shake him off if I can, and get up.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make me. We'll do another opposed strength roll.
Okay. At -10 or normal?
No. That was just because you took the injury that round.
Oh, okay. Uh, 35 out of 60.
Okay, you easily this time flailing your leg around, and the weapon comes loose from your leg. Slides loose, and you hear him, skulls for the skull throw. And as he falls away down the shaft. You are free. You can use half your movement to pull yourself up.
I'll do so.
And then you have 15 feet of movement. There still is a Ungor with a bow on the other the other elevator. And then there is a Minotaur that apparently is almost sliced through Seamus's left leg. He's bleeding profusely. Looks like he's staunched the flow as best he could, but he's not looking good. And Brigadine looks like he shat his pants.
So I just have free action left, right?
You have a free action and half your movement. And you do have enough to engage with the Minotaur if you choose.
Yeah, I might try to position myself where the Ungor would have a good shot if I could. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, there's really nothing to block unless you want to go on the other side of the Minotaur to try to use its bulk to block.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah.
As long as it would give me an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, you would have enough. It won't have an opportunity attack against you unless you break melee range, which you won't. You can kind of shift around it and try to use its bulk as best you can and give you probably like the equivalent of half cover.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Yeah. So you shift around it, and it's seeing a new foe. Its eyes light up. It looks like it wants to kill you, Marius.
All right.
So that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Mr. Benoit, you're up.
How close is the lever on the right to me?
Okay, it's going to be about a 10-foot from you.
Opportunity attack. Okay.
Yes. Right. You decided to stand your ground, Brigadine.
I just can't believe and this is after like 3 of these creatures fell to their death. Oh my god, I can't believe they all made it over. Marius, I see you're back in the fight. Let us finish them off. I will lead the way, and I will swing with my baby pick again.
Please do.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's bad.
How bad?
It's an 81 out of, yeah, I mean, do I need to tell you 80 out of 40?
The funny thing about this, Brigadine, is I guess your speech must have just gave you, like, maybe the lady guided you. Because I critically failed on my defense.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So the blade, you have that little prayer for a second, that little speech, and you lash out, and it's a bad stroke, Marius. You see it. It's sloppy. You can tell this man is terrified. And I guess the Minotaur slips on some of Seamus's blood at its feet, and its feet kind of loses just for a second, and you nick it across its left leg. And I actually need to roll on the table to see what happens to him. You deal some damage.
So the pick is it's a +4. Does it matter?
Plus your strength bonus. So
okay,
that's
so 3, 7.
So 7 wounds. Yeah. So 7 wounds. Okay. That's base. That's base if you hit without any success levels. So okay, I'll write that down. 7 damage. It absorbed most of that because it's a tough bastard. So you just gave it a little nick. But in doing so, it loses all of its momentum. So that's a big boon. And also because it stumbles. Mechanically speaking, it's going to lose its next action because of the critical fail on the stumble roll.
Praise the lady in her grace.
That's actually a pretty big boon because it's its turn now, and it can't use its action. So it just kind of recovers itself and snorts at you really loud. And it can't stomp Seamus to death. Damn it. So yeah, it's just gonna stand there, I guess. But man, Seamus, you're just laying there, and there's an Ungor with a bow and arrow that could kill you right now.
Oh shit!
It's gonna. I'll take mercy upon you. I'm gonna roll a d10. Okay, it's gonna shoot Marius. So, Marius, I need you to roll defense to see if it shoots you or not.
Okay. Do I get any success for flinging off that thing?
Yeah, you'll get 1 momentum.
Oh, nice. Okay. Then that's a 43 out of 53.
This doesn't count on the ranged attacks. The momentum doesn't. But it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because it misses big time. It just flails off into the doesn't even hit anything near you. Just kind of like in your general direction. Doesn't even hit the Minotaur either. Just kind of gone. All right. So that is its turn. So that's now Seamus. It's your turn. You're on the ground. You have the prone condition. Now, if you use a resolve point to get rid of the prone condition, you automatically regain 1 wound and don't die.
All right, I will do it. I will do that.
And you surge to your feet, stealing yourself using your inner resolve, and you still have your full turn. You still have your action and your bonus action and your movement. Well, free action. I will
plot the. So the Minotaur is like on its knee, like in front of me, or is it
yes, and it's recovering, but yes.
I will plot my pistol.
Okay.
Very, very angrily now after what happened to me and kind of stumbling. Oh, I want to say something. I don't want to anger the gods, you know.
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Don't
But
be
you know,
a
I'm
coward.
pissed off. I'm
Yeah.
pissed
Okay.
off. You know, I'm gonna pull out my pistol, aim it at its head, and say "shit for the shit god" and pull the trigger.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead and make me a
shit.
roll. Now, usually ballistics tests are not opposed, but you're in melee, and so it is opposed. Just so you know.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Woo. Oh, this is gonna be close.
What is it?
I rolled a 50 out of 56.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Is that considered a critical with your pistol?
I have written down,
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
I have written down no disadvantage and reload of 1 success.
Let me check real quick because this is
I
important.
was looking at my notes and it definitely said that's a critical.
Yes, your pistol has impale, so it does crit on a factor of 10.
Shit, that was awesome.
Oh.
Which is
Wow.
good, because I also got a critical on my defense once again.
Whoa.
Of course you did.
Shit.
But
Oh,
they cancel out.
yep.
You draw your pistol, say some blasphemous things about the blood god, I might add. Angering the Minotaur very much so. It was probably going to kill you this time.
You're doomed.
But you level the pistol and fire, and this thing brings up the axe and deflects the blow. It just bounces off the metal. No critical hits either way. Probably for the best for your part. You do lose a shot, and you're standing there looking at this thing. It's really pissed off now that you blasphemed.
Maris, come save me.
It's now Marius's turn.
Marius will try to attack this
Okay.
large creature.
Go ahead and make me an attack.
That is going to be a 37 out of 75.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hit. So even with
Alright.
even with its momentum, you barely scraped by on that one. So you take it in the and actually in its right arm as it's leveling back. Looks like it's going to try to kill Seamus. And you you slash through with the pick through its right bicep. How much damage was that?
It's 19.
19. That's significant damage, especially since this thing is naked. All right, it's looking hurt. It doesn't look like it's on death's door, but it looks hurt. All right, is that the end of your turn, Marius?
As a free action, I'm like, over here, you ugly fuck. And that'll finish my turn.
Okay, then. Mr. Benoit, it is your turn now.
Is there any way I can grab Seamus and try and get us, but like disengage us both? Try and get us just 5 feet away, just where he has to.
Benoit?
Hopefully he'll focus.
Benoit, you have momentum, so you can disengage yourself without taking a opportunity attack. I will allow you to make a... Oh, man, what would this be? This would be a leadership role, because you're trying to get somebody to do something with you.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's see how well you are at coordinating what's about to happen, because this is just in the heat of the moment.
Seamus, here. Let me get you to safety.
Oh.
God damn it.
I'm going to say that's a no.
All right. See, like I should be a great. It's a 53 is the goal I'm trying to beat, but I rolled a 93.
Okay, no. So obviously, Seamus doesn't like you to begin with. He's not.
true.
You're not on the same wavelength. But you still, if you want, you can disengage by burning your momentum and get away from the Minotaur, if you so choose.
So was that my action, or was that...
That was going to be your action, so now you don't have an action.
Okay, so if I don't have an action because of my leadership role to try and get Seamus in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I can still... I'm going to disengage. I tried to pull him with me, but I'm
That's
definitely
fine.
like, oh,
I mean-
shoot yourself.
And
Run around behind Marius.
a brave man knows when to retreat. And you just
Marius is
back
engaged,
away.
engaged with the Minotaur.
Marius is engaged.
And
Backing
is now
away.
behind you.
Yeah, using his momentum to back away from the Minotaur. You get out of arm's reach. All right. It is now the Minotaur's turn. Seamus blasphemed. Twice.
Oh god.
I tried, bro.
Roll some defense,
I tried to.
Seamus.
Oh no. Oh, that is a 16.
Okay.
Um,
How many levels of success?
if
Is that just one?
He said it was defense, so I'm guessing it's going to be. Is it do I have to dodge?
Unless you want to take a minus 20 to deflect.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes. So I'll be 16 out of 27.
Okay. Is that just a six? Yeah. No, that's one.
Yeah, that's just.
That's one levels of success.
Yes.
So the first blow comes raining out, and you barely dodge to the side as it smashes into the stone beneath you, cracking it. But there's a second axe, and it wants to kill you really bad. You talked bad about its god. So I need you to roll again. Roll some defense, Seamus.
Can I add more momentum?
Yeah, you can have this. One more momentum.
Ooh. This is going to be a 31 out of 37.
Okay. In its fury, it goes for your throat, Seamus.
Oh.
And you don't necessarily dodge, but you stumble away just in time as it whips by your neck.
Oh, man.
And you live another day. It is now your turn, Seamus.
Oh. All right, so I got
Join
2
me back
success
here.
levels now.
Yes, you have 2 momentum.
And I have written down that I can reload the pistol with 1 success level.
If you have to roll, you still have to roll for it.
Okay.
I will say it takes an action to reload that thing.
Okay, that's I couldn't remember.
Yeah. So if you want to attack it this
gosh.
round, you're just gonna have to be with the sword.
Yeah, I'm in bad shape. Yeah, let's
Or
do it. Let's go
you
for the
could
sword.
burn your momentum and back away. You could do that.
If I want health.
Okay,
Getting
well
greedy, I
go
want the
for it.
health
Be
back.
bold. Be bold. It's gotten you so far.
You can't live life being afraid.
I know, exactly.
Oh, that's a crit.
No, it is
It's
not.
a 33.
Oh.
It's a 33.
Okay.
I'm freaking out.
Okay.
I'm 75.
33. Okay. All right. Something very interesting happens. Seamus, I need you to roll me a cool test.
Damn it, I'm about to turn.
Oh no.
Beno, I need you to roll me a cool test. Marius, I need you to roll me a cool test.
Alright.
What'd you get, Seamus?
13 out of 44.
Okay, you don't get any corruption from what's about to happen as you feel a surge of death-like energy burst from the sword into your body. What did you get, Marius?
34 out of 60.
34 out of 60, okay. You're good. Mr. Beno?
6, I'm counting. Shit, 46 out of 37.
How much?
I rolled
For your-
46 out of 37, though. That's
Okay.
my goal.
Okay. All right.
For a
So
cool test,
you have a failure. So fear grips you, Mr. Beno. You're very common with fear, but this is unnatural fear. As you watch as Seamus cleaves into the side of this creature, and as his blade touches, a ethereal energy courses down the blade and into his body. And suddenly, Seamus begins... It looks like there's a skull superimposed over his own, and a billowing cloak descends from his shoulders, encompassing his body. And Seamus, your blood runs cold, and all sense of emotion drains from you as you regain 5 wounds. As you siphon a portion of this creature's essence into yourself. And go ahead and roll me a D100.
A 29.
29. Okay. You apparently slice into the Minotaur's back. You deal significant damage and apparently tear through some muscle. And you see its back kind of spasm. And it cries out as this happens. And it looks like in its frenzied state, it is immune to your fear that would be exuding from you right now. But if it wasn't, it probably would be pretty scared. So yeah. Is that the end of your turn, Seamus? In your ethereal lake-like state?
That will end it for me.
Okay. And now we are down to Marius, who's managed to keep his composure despite what Seamus looks like currently. What would you like to do? The Minotaur looks really hurt.
Yeah. I'd like to attack.
Go ahead and make me an attack.
Finish him off.
That's a 52 out of 75.
How would you like to do this,
Or no,
Marius?
I'm sorry. 52 out of 85.
It doesn't matter. How would you like to do this, Marius?
I'd probably just like to, if it's like kind of reeling, just kind of like to take my pick and kind of like sweep it up underneath and try to like jab it underneath its mouth, going up to the top of its head.
Oh yeah, easily done. As it's flailing about, as Seamus cleaves into its back, you swing the pick under, comes through the base of the throat up into its mouth, and though the head is too large for it to come out the top, you get the feeling that you drove the spike into its brain, and the eyes that were already kind of rolled up in a frenzy just kind of bulge out. And what's left of the life's blood of this creature spills out across you, and it slumps forward. I will say this thing weighs probably like a ton, literally. And you kind of pull your pick out and back away as it slumps to the ground, leaving the very ethereal and maybe not so much himself, Seamus McCready, looking at you. Or more or less an aspect of death. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken.
Wow.
With a cliffhanger, if I've ever seen one.
Nice.
There still is an Ungor that might be able to shoot you in the back. But we'll pick that up next time. So, this one drug on a little bit longer than normal, but that was a hell of a fight, boys. That was a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
So, favorite moments from the cast and crew? Marius, got it?
My favorite moment was probably when Seamus hit Bragadine in the back of the head with a crossbow.
I will say, that was a good one.
Wasn't expecting it, you know.
Exactly. So it makes it good. Seamus, what you got?
I enjoyed the conversation of Beno bringing up that his family owned the mine, and the ensuing provocations of Seamus to Marius.
Yes.
It brought me joy.
Yes, and I mean, how much does he actually know about the Empire? Does his family own the mine? I don't know. Mr. Bonneau, favorite moment, sir?
Well, the crossbow to the back of my head was my first favorite part, but I think my prayer to the lady that allowed my still failure forcing the Minotaur to lose a turn. That whole battle, the enemy Bregadine trying to save Seamus, I thought that was my favorite part.
Man, it was I mean, that was I will say that turned the tide because I mean, the momentum was just so high.
Yep.
That was awesome. It was pretty clutch. That was a good one. I personally liked when I almost killed Seamus. That was my favorite part. By far. Burn those fate points, baby. Burn them all. I'm into it big time. That was a hell of a fight, guys. I was not expecting you guys to actually fight fairly, and that's what happened. Yeah, that happened. But man, it was a good show, guys. Good, awesome, good role play. Man, I enjoyed it. I think you guys did. But we are going to close out early now. Oh, not really early. This has been a long one. So I would like to say thank you to all of the viewers out there. Thank you to the cast and crew for joining me. Thank you to our special guest who maybe, just maybe, might be a full-time member of the team. We'll see what scheduling and everything ensues. We'll see. But as usual, guys, I've been Jumbo Thick. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Have a good day.